Back on SportsCenter with breaking news. A very busy day for Shams Charania. And Shams, we thought it would be mostly team options, player options, free agency. But I understand you have news involving an NBA free agent, but of a more serious sort. What's going on?
This is a serious development for one of the NBA's top free agents right now. Sources tell me the U.S. District Attorney's Office is investigating Detroit Pistons guard Malik Beasley on allegations of gambling on NBA games and prop bets. I'm told it was during allegedly the 2023-2024 season. I have a quote from Beasley's attorney, Steve Haney. He said, an investigation is not a charge. Malik is afforded the same right of the presumption of innocence as anyone else under the U.S. Constitution. As of now, he has not been charged with anything. I am told, though, that Beasley and the Pistons were in serious talks on finalizing a 3-year, $42 million contract that would have brought Beasley back to Detroit. But now those talks are on pause. Talks around the league, likely on pause for Malik Beasley as well.
And there was an incident back in 2020 for which Beasley did serve some jail time. I know it's not germane that it's related, but you start talking accruals and free agency and off-court risk. Those things come into play. Shams, thanks so much. We'll be back with you as the stories continues to develop.
Dennis Jr. and a possibly franchise-altering free agency is ahead for Milwaukee. The Bucks have a decision to make with an injured Damian Lillard and possible free agency exits. Should they restart or recharge? David, how can the Bucks build a contender around Giannis this offseason?
I hate to say it. I don't think they can. I don't see it. Like, you're looking at possible options. There's Cam Johnson. There's maybe people have talked about moving Dame for Bradley Beal, but I don't know if that works. I don't even know if that makes him any better. I just don't see a pathway for this Bucks team, even with a more hampered Eastern Conference, to get Giannis in a position where he can get that second ring that he still desperately needs. And sadly, it feels like the only option for them is to both move on. I think it works better for both of people in this situation. Giannis gets to go to contender, and Milwaukee gets to start their rebuild at a time when Giannis is at probably the most expensive he will be. He's been there for so long, and he means so much to that city, that organization. But I think for both of them, it may be best to move on sometime this summer.
Yeah, so many trade rumors out there about Giannis Antetokounmpo and where he could be next season. And after a week of trades, extensions, and the draft, who won this week?
All right, it's not just because I'm back here in the home of lemon pepper. I think the Atlanta Hawks actually won this week. They figured out, they made some incredible moves that made them really prime for the East now and going forward. I like the Newell pick that they got, and I like getting Porzingis. They seem like they're ready to move up in the playoffs, but really the move that we cannot discuss enough that the Hawks did was getting an unprotected first-round pick from the New Orleans Pelicans. Somebody's got to explain what made the Pelicans decide to do this. Depending on what the Pelicans do next season, this could be a #1 overall pick. At the very least, you're probably looking at another lottery selection for this Hawks team just to move down 10 spots in the draft and get a player that they were looking at anyway. An absolute steal for this Hawks team.
Now, looking forward to this week. A lot of players eligible for big extensions, including league MVP and finals MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Who across the association should be in line for a big payday?
It's got to be Devin Booker in Phoenix. The payday here, 2 years, $150 million for that extension. He's going to sign that. But what's most important is that puts his loyalty with the Phoenix Suns, because I was a little concerned. Kevin Durant's walking out. He's looking at Bradley Beal as his #2. They have Jalen Green. They basically just have shooting guards and small forwards. And I was wondering when Booker would knock on that door and say, hey, I may be ready to go to a winning situation. But it's hard to turn down that kind of money. I think getting him locked in will show his commitment to them and their commitment to him, so they can build around him and try to figure something out in Phoenix.
Yeah, when you get money like that, I mean, it is hard to turn it down. Booker has 3 years left on his 4-year, $220 million deal that he signed last offseason. A 2-year extension would keep him in the desert through the 2029-2030 season. Look, that's commitment and a lot of money. David Dennis Jr. with the latest. Thanks so much.
NBA,